Hello, advanced students. Thank you very much for joining us in class this week. It was wonderful to see you and also wonderful to see you training together. This review is going to focus mostly on the self-defense aspects that you asked us about in class. We always appreciate your questions. We always appreciate any concerns you have about black belt testing coming up or real-life self-defense. So thank you for helping us to guide your training the way that you want it to be. So we'll also do some advanced kicking combinations, and we'll also do some warm-ups and stretches together. So hope you enjoy this review and really look forward to seeing you in class next time. One of the ways we support our students' growth and strengthen their family life is by constantly having black belt challenges for them. We try to work on strengthening our mind, our body, and our world. So the challenge that we have for strengthening our mind is to focus on integrity and perseverance, two very important traits in difficult times. Parents set specific age-appropriate tasks in integrity and perseverance, and then we look at the results and hear from the moms and dads how that went. Secondly, our body challenge this time is to work out more with our families. So more family time, more family fun, more family fitness, and strength together. And our third challenge is changing our world. And we change our world by showing gratitude. So we are showing gratitude to all the first responders who are going out there every day to keep our families safe. Doctors, nurses, police officers, and firefighters among them. So some of our kids have used chalk art, some have put posters in their yards or their windows, and some have gone online to show appreciation. So lots of ways we can do that. In conjunction with our black belt challenges, we each time have a life model. And our life model this time is certainly somebody who showed integrity and perseverance and fought his whole life to do what he believed was the right thing to do. And that person is William Wilberforce. If you don't know a lot about William Wilberforce, maybe you'll enjoy learning about him with your family. He really worked for decades on ending the British slave trade. So someone who really lived what he believed. So we hope that you'll enjoy learning about him and having him as an inspiring example for our black belt challenges. Thank you very much. So for our warm-ups today, we're going to do 4 variations on plank. So these will be moving. Now these are both for coordination and for stability. So that's one thing we want to always move for, making sure that our core is strong and that we're holding a good, stable, balanced position. So all of these are to help us with our martial arts, and I'll try to point out, they'll be obvious, but I'll point out what movement we're working on from each of these plank positions. So let's start like this, just in strong plank position, and just bring your knee quickly to your chest. Try not to roll your upper body at all. Just bring your knee in tightly to your chest like this. So this helps us with our front lift and pushing off our other foot. Pushing our other foot into the ground and driving our knee up quickly. Very important for offense and defense that we can get our knee up fast. All right, so that's front. Now let's try to the side. Because for side kick, we need to practice bringing our knee to our shoulder and our foot in line with that. So let's get in plank position again and pull our knee to our shoulder, just like we're going to do for kicking. And then straight up again, knee to your shoulder, knee to your shoulder. Try to bring your foot up fast so that you have your knee and foot in line with each other and your foot parallel to the ground. Okay? So, again, stable position is what we're shooting for on all these. Next is punching, so connecting one hand to the opposite foot. So pushing off one foot, striking with the other hand. So one of the ways we can work on that is doing diagonal lifts. So I'll turn a little bit so you can see better. So we're going to strong balanced position, try not to roll too much. Opposite hand and foot reaching. Opposite hand and foot reaching. Opposite hand and foot reaching. So connecting our left foot to our right hand, and then the opposite. Good. Okay. And then one more. That's for elbow striking. This will be really, really obvious. And this is a really good example of being dynamic and stable, being powerful and balanced at the same time. So, right here, get a strong plank and then strike strongly behind you. So rolling only upper body and keeping your lower body as still as you can. All right, there are a few examples of how you can vary plank to help you with some things that you normally do standing. That's number 6. So number 6 is trying to make a 6 with your body, looking up at the ceiling like a seal. All right, and then number 7 is making 7s with your knees and looking up, making an arch your back. All right, number 8. So number 6 and 7 are on your tummy, and number 7 and 8 are on your back. I'm sorry, number 8 and 9 are on your back. So number 8 is arms out to the side, legs straight up in the air, and just tick-tock like a clock. So working your trunk muscles, keep your feet together, don't quite let them touch the floor, and lift them back up again. All right, and then number 9 is again on your back. And be very, very careful with your neck. Keep the weight on the top of your shoulders. Bring your legs up and straight back behind you. You can see that my head's entirely off the floor, so I'm not putting any pressure on my neck. Keep your legs as straight as they can and reach as far back as you can. All right, so number 10 is bridging. Now, I do not recommend you do this one if you cannot keep your head off the floor on the way down and on the way back up. So if either one of those makes you touch your head on the floor, I don't recommend this. But bridging means just bring your feet in tight, bring your hands so that your fingers are pointed back towards your shoulders by your ears, and bridge yourself up. So here's a pretty advanced sparring combination. You know all the individual moves. So let me show it to you one time as a sparring combination. You could also use this as a tournament or a black belt 1 step. I'll show it to you and then we'll break it down. We'll do it move by move and build it up, okay? So here we go. Now, a simpler version of that would be jab, cross, inward, spin outward, touch all the way back down, and then jump front kick. That's probably safer while you're learning this. So let's build this combination back up. I'll turn a little bit to the side so you can see better. We're going to go jab, cross. So you see I'm making the distance to the person. Jab, cross. 1, 2. All right, so practice that on both sides of your body. 1, 2. Step up, bring your back foot with you. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, jab, cross, keeping those hands up. Next, we're going to add inward crescent, and then turn our back, okay? So, preparing for the next kick. So, jab, cross, inward crescent, and turn. All right, on the side of our body, jab, cross, inward crescent, and turn. So, now let's try that, making distance. So, jab, cross, inward crescent. Get ready to turn. Make some distance, jab, cross, inward crescent. Or it could be an inward axe kick too, depending on what target is available to you. All right, so now we've got that. Let's go. Jab, cross, inward crescent, turn your back, look over your shoulder, make sure the target is still available up high, and then swing behind you. So don't kick until you can see and have the target available for you and have your balance, okay? So jab, cross, inward, turn, outward. All right. So try that a few times. Step out, bring your other foot, get your weight off your back foot as you're rotating through this. Push, inward, spin outward, and jump front kick at the end.
okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so the target's moving, you can track the person, and you can change the kick if you need to. If the person's covering up high, you can go underneath when you turn around and take a look. Okay, so here we go again. Break the distance, close with your other hand, weights transferred to your front foot, so easy to pick up your back foot, spin around, and jump front kick. Okay, one more time on the outside. Break the distance, come through, weight on your front foot, kick, here, here. All right. So the more advanced version of that is not to put your foot down in between. So let's give that a try. So jab, cross, inward, spin outward, get your balance, and jump front kick. Where are we kicking the person? Wherever they're choosing to leave open for us, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kick when you want to, kick when the timing is right, okay? So hopefully that will be a fun combination for you to use safely in sparring and on one steps. Another combination we worked on this time may involve 1 or 2 new kicks for some of you. So we'll go through it really slowly and make sure that everyone's up to speed on this. So we're breaking the distance, jabbing and crossing the same way. So we're getting there with 1, 2, and then wheeling a round kick like this. So like a Muay Thai round kick, and then doing a wheel kick. All right, so one more time. Jab, cross, Muay Thai round kick up high, and wheel kick. All right, so wheel kick means that we're doing straight leg. So it's nothing like a hook kick at all. We did have that question. Hook kick would be, especially a turning hook kick like that, would be hooking from a side kick position. This is just leaving our leg on the ground and coming as late as we possibly can with a straight leg. So one more time on this one. Jab, cross, round, and come through. So I know this doesn't look like, you know, traditional Taekwondo round kick. This is more like a Muay Thai high round kick where you're just committing and going all the way through if you don't connect. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. If you do connect, then you can just turn around and watch your partner fall. And then wheel kick if you need to. Okay. Where are you going to do the wheel kick? Obviously, where the partner wants you to or has an opening for you. Okay, so jab, cross, round, and wheel. Sorry, that was a bad demonstration. Jab, cross, round, and wheel. There you go. All right, so try that one. Can add something new to your one steps, something new to your sparring combinations. We got some questions on self-defense applications, especially for protecting yourself out on the street and how that translates to black belt test demonstrations. So we'll try to see if we can help you with that. So the 2 that we were asked about were headlocks and also a bear hug from the back, especially with somebody elevating you off the ground. Compressed bear hug with your arms tight. So a couple of things we need to note about this. One is all the attacks on black belt testing are assumed to be level 4. That's 1 level below deadly force. So that's really, really serious injury likely on the part of one or both people. So headlock should be a problem that you should be able to solve relatively peacefully, but we're going to imagine that this is a much, much more dangerous one. So somebody's got you in headlock here, and they're either pulling you into a wall, pulling you into a van, or punching you right now. Okay, so remember, in self-defense, we have to take care of the biggest threat first. So the biggest threat right now is not our carotid getting squeezed. The biggest threat is this punch coming at our face. So what we need to do immediately that we recognize that is turn in towards it and brace our whole body against the person. So pushing in so that we can push them slightly off balance for the punch, but also so that we can brace our body. So we want 2 things to happen. Press into them to knock them off balance, and also brace ourselves really strongly for the shot that's coming. And we're just going to catch it like a boxer in our hand, okay, against our head. We're hoping we only have to take one shot, because as soon as we feel that, we're going to loop around the back and connect to that arm. All right, so we'll show you from this side. So brace against the person so you can knock them off balance a little bit. Take the shot if necessary, then hook the arm, and we're never going to let that arm come again if we can possibly avoid it. So now we're going to strike and counter from there, okay? So I'll be the bad guy. Carly will demonstrate that for you. All right, so somebody yanks you down like this, and they're immediately trying to punch you. So brace into the person really strongly. You can get them a little off balance. Their punch is not going to be as strong. And then take the shot and immediately hook behind them like that. And now their face is close. There are lots of targets available. You can put 1 foot behind them and just drop them over backwards. Drop them straight over your knee if you want to go all the way down. Or you can just forklift them with your arm on the front leg and drop them over backwards, okay? As soon as somebody's falling over backwards, their brain is going to make them let go and reach for the floor or hold on to you and try to decelerate themselves. But in any event, whatever their brain makes them respond, it's not going to be attacking you, okay? So tipping somebody up and getting their center of gravity fall outside themselves, getting their head accelerated towards the floor usually changes everything. So one more time, I'll probably be the bad guy again. So here's the shot. I'm going to turn my head in and brace up. So bracing into the person, try to knock them off balance, and brace myself strongly to try to absorb this shot, and then connect, and then strike, and then take down. Lots of different things you can do from there. Just your normal response. But that's this punch turns it from something relatively trivial that's not even necessarily a big threat to something much higher level, right? If they're trying to get us into a van or they're trying to smash our head against the wall, biggest threat first. Trying to hold us for somebody else to kick us, biggest threat first. We've got to deal with that first, okay? And then we can take care of whatever's second or third on the list. Okay, so the other one was rear compressed bear hug with elevation. So compressed bear hug means that your arms are in with this, and somebody's picking you up off the deck, okay? So generally it's going to be a predator who's really good at this, who's carefully picking their victims, and has been doing this a long time, lots of times, okay? If not, it was just, a party situation or a school situation or something like that, then you won't feel the same level of threat as you do, and your body always lets you know how high the level of threat really is. So we want to make sure that we get our feet back down on the ground. The way we get our feet back down on the ground is by using every part of our body that they're not controlling. So that could be a heel in the groin. It could be a headbutt at the face. It could be any part of our body that they're not controlling. But when somebody slams the breath out of you and picks you up off the ground, your brain will feel like your whole body's in distress. But we still have available weapons to us that we can use to try to mitigate the initial shock. So breathe, then base by doing some kind of counterattack, and then we can go back to our normal responses that we would do once we're back down on the ground. But being up in the air and elevated is a dangerous way to be because the person really can move your body at their will. So get yourself back down on the ground. Once you've got yourself back down on the ground, now spread your weight and base. Get out in front of you as far as you can. Make it much, much harder for the person to pick you up. Now start using any weapon that's available to you. Again, you can use your head, you can use your hands, you can use your elbows. As soon as you feel some kind of release, now you start doing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger shots. Right? Do not be in a hurry to turn towards the person. You do not need to turn towards them. Turn towards them when they don't care anymore about the fact that they're trying to keep you in front of them. It's the same thing that we do dealing with other weapons, right? Don't focus on that until the person doesn't care about it anymore. So take care of the biggest threat first. And big threat being elevated off the ground and getting tossed around, getting dumped on your head, suplex backwards. So many problems that you could have from there. Get back down on the ground, or at least hook yourself to the person so that they're not moving without you. You can even, depending on what kind of position they're in, if their knees are bent enough but that's not likely. The more likely it is if their knees are bent enough, you can actually place your foot on their leg and push yourself out, okay? Because legs are stronger than arms, but are you going to have enough leverage to do that? And then what, right? You're going to be flying towards the floor on your face anyway, so you have to push yourself up. That's why I'm saying don't try it out when you're like this. You'll be going horizontally out from them, but if they have their legs bent like this, you can have a platform to press yourself up out of, right? Just squat yourself up out of. But better idea, use the weapons that are available to you until you feel they're going to drop you back down on the ground. Still, do not be in a hurry to turn towards them. Start striking with the biggest impact that you can, the biggest surprise that you can, and then after all that's happened, you can turn towards them, either continue to change their mind if they're not changed their mind yet, or create space and get out. All right, so those are a couple of examples that we got asked about. Headlock with some bigger threat, and also the bigger threat of bear hug, somebody picking you up off the ground. So hopefully those principles are helpful to you, and hopefully the specific technique will work for you on black belt testing as well.
What do you call a duck who gets all A's? A wisecracker.